In this video, we'll be going over the 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude Trim Triple Black. 3.6 liter, 295 horsepower. If you like this content, go ahead and hit the like button, click that subscribe button, and make sure you click that bell to be notified of new content. Let's get going. Hey YouTube, this is Robert from Sherburne Outdoors. Hey, today we're going to be talking about my 2018 Grand Cherokee Altitude Edition Triple Black. I got a couple comments when I did the hitch carrier about this, so I thought I would do this pretty quickly. I'm going to be moving to an AT4 HD from GMC soon. Nothing against the Jeep Cherokee, I just need some raw power to carry a big toy hauler that we're looking. So we're going to be taking Sherburne Outdoors on the road and all the campgrounds and everything coming up. But anyway, let's just kind of go through this. This has been a great car. I bought this in the beginning of 2019. It was a used with about 9,000 miles on it. It has a 3.6 liter engine that pretty much all of these have. It has about 295 horsepower and it is awesome. I have really enjoyed this. It has all the luxuries from leather seats to suede insets, Apple CarPlay, which I have found that I cannot live without. It's got a great built-in hitch system with a larger alternator for handling the battery charge on that. It's got the standard size tires, and then we'll kind of go around. This also came with the 20-inch black mag wheels as well. And so with that said, let me get behind the camera and let's just walk around. I've just so enjoyed this car and the amount of power that it has. All right. Gosh, it's such a good looking vehicle. I just had it washed. But if you see here, we've got the black mag wheels. These are 20-inch with black mags. These are great. It's got the black Grand Cherokee badging. The one thing that I did add, I've added about two main things to this, but I did add this Chief Products rail system. If you look up top, I've got a couple pictures up here of this with a rooftop tent. It's also got T-Track built in the top of it. And if you see here, it actually completely levels out. I think I paid about $1,500 for this. It holds a lot of weight. I'll put that up here as well. Some specs on it, but I've been very happy with this. Gotten a lot of use out of it. Again, just kind of moving around. No key, so no one can get your gas here. You got to hit a button inside. Just nice and simple. Got a hitch built in. I much prefer these versus having the kind of external added hitch which comes down here. This one's built in. You've got your two different switch types here. We do have sensors built into the bumper here that lets us know if we're about to approach something. I don't have these on the front, which I really wish I did, but it's not there. This side's pretty much the same as the other one. Coming around, got power mirrors, everything's power, everything's what you'd expect it to be. And it's just, God, it looks so aggressive on the front. So let's open all the doors up and let's also take a peek into the engine. All right, again, just kind of walking around a little bit with all the doors open. You see we've got a lot of room in here. One thing I did add was these slush floor mats from Mopar. I've got them in the back here, got them in the back here as well. They go all the way across. We've got the Jeep labeling inside of them. And then we've got our trunk here. I really like this one. I put one in here specifically. We do a lot of work. These seats go down really far. It holds pretty much everything we need for camping and motocross. And then underneath of here we got a little bit extra storage and then a full-size tire so we don't have a donut. That comes with the package of putting in the hitch, which you guys have seen in my other videos where I'll have the motorcycle hitch on the back. Put some pictures up here from Black Widow. Just moving around. So this is the back. You know, I'm a pretty big guy. I sit in here, I've got these seats back all the way. Fits pretty good, not too bad. Do have a plug back here as well. My one gripe in the back seat, and especially my kids' gripe, is there's no USBs. So we have to plug everything in, and then you got control for upper and lower on the heat or actually on the air. Go ahead and close that up. All right, if we look inside, so this is your standard V6 3.6 liter engine that comes on, you know, most of the Dodge type products in here. Has about 295 horsepower. If you look in here, I got huge gaps because this is the standard one where they have multiple engine types that fit this particular chassis. And this engine box, the 3.6 liter is the smallest engine they have up here, so it hardly. The only thing I've had done to this is, you can see right down here, is the water pump had to be replaced. It just was a mess. It all at about 75,000 miles started making all kinds of noise. So we had that belt, and because they took that off, I had the belts replaced as well. If you look inside of here also, we got a nice hydraulic lift for this, so we don't have to use any type of lever that we have to put in. So pretty easy to use, pretty simple where things are located here. Air filter, got your battery box. I don't do that much work on here. If I have to have anybody, have other people do it. Again, just moving around, pretty simple, nice, good looking. Again, everything's powered back here. Got a button here that will just bring us down, and then it just starts kicking in, and we can go from there. So that's kind of a tour of the outside. If we look at the key fob that comes with this, we got lock, unlock, and then you got 2 X's to open up the hatch, and then this does have remote start. Just lock it and then kick this off twice and it'll fire right up. And this is great for those cold days and the hot days. When you're in line at the grocery store, a lot of times I just pop this and it'll kick it in, and it'll get all the AC and everything moving along. Okay, so that's the outside. Let's take a look, and if we kind of hear this thing, sounds pretty good, but it's quiet, not very loud. So let's go ahead and sit inside and do a tour of that. All right, one thing I do like, even though you have the key fob in your pocket, you can actually just come here, put your hand under. If it's within a couple feet, it'll open it up. So this is the inside. Love it. This is a nice cockpit. When we sit in, you can see what we got going on here. I will say, if I had there are a couple negatives on this particular one. One is no power in the back. The other one is, and this is just a Jeep thing, and I haven't completely gotten used to this, it is snug. I've got the seat back all the way. They are electric seats, and I'm right here. It's very comfortable. I will say I start getting a little uncomfortable about 5 hours into a road trip. But if we look around, this is awesome. We've got our gauges here. So I've got analog on the outside, but on the inside, this screen right here is you can set it up, and you can kind of scroll through it for what you want. It's got lots of settings. I'm not gonna go through all this, but you can get it to where you need it to be. You can reset everything, and you can just have it set up. You can look at all the gauges as you're going down the road. This is kind of the view I like to have. So I've got my current mileage, my average and my range, and I'm up to about 80,000 miles here. It's pretty simple. It only has one switch. So over here where you typically have a blinker, everything is integrated into this particular switch here. And then everything else is pretty much in the infotainment. Got a few things. I keep the everything on auto, and then you got another cockpit over here, really just for doing your windows and your mirrors. This is all-wheel drive, but it is engaged all the time, so you don't really have any wheel controls other than you got some eco and some traction control and some sport modes down here. And then you've got this auto off, which I turn this off all the time. This thing sucks if you're sitting at a stop sign or whatever. And then you've got your electric start here, push button. So this is pretty simple. I love this thing. It's the only other regret I have is there's no sunroof. That's something I really would like. So if I have 3 things that I would say are kind of 3 to 4 is obviously the USB jacks in the back. Being a little bit tight here, it would be nice to have some other 4-wheel drive controls, but to be honest, I don't use it that much. I use the dirt bikes and everything side-by-sides off-road. So the other thing here is this infotainment system. This thing is awesome. So I do use XM. I don't remember the last time I used AM or FM. And then CarPlay. I am addicted to this. This has to be here for me to have everything built in. I love it. I like that everything's in here. I like that it works with my phone. So I'm a big fan of this. So this is a requirement for me for any cars moving forward, is Apple CarPlay. Now, the other thing is it is a plug-in. This isn't like the newer models where you might be able to have a charging station and it will do Apple CarPlay remotely or wirelessly. So anyway, so that is a downfall. You got your backup camera. This can kick in either when you back up, and it's great. You move this around, this goes. Or I kick this in sometimes when I'm moving down the road so that I can see if my dirt bikes are still secure on the hitch trailer. The other things you got down here is you got some controls. You know, this does have heated seats and heated steering wheel. I never really thought I would like that, or that was a thing, but I tell you what, it is a thing. And you know, basically you got your climate control here as well, where everything here, you can sync it, you can move it up and down. You do have some analog controls down here as well, but just a little bit more in depth here, and then you can control the heated steering and everything else. It's got a lot of other apps inside of it. You got your volume up, you can change your channel here, and then you can control the fan control here as well. And then you can kind of adjust how it comes out. And then there's a ton of apps here, and you can move this around and configure it to however you want. This one seems to work best for me. So what I thought we'd do now is, let me just put on a seatbelt, and then we can move out and just kind of see this thing in action a little bit as the last part of the video. So it does have an electronic system with a knob here. So unlike other ones where you'll hear it go, this one just kind of pops right in. And so now we're off and running. See here, it's peppy. It'll move along. I've been real happy. We haven't carried any big loads with this, but the one thing we do carry a lot of is the rooftop tent, a lot of camping stuff, a lot of mountain biking stuff, and a lot of motorcycles. So we've never encountered any towing issues. I wouldn't recommend, you know, towing like a fifth wheel or a very large travel trailer, but this thing is awesome. It gets the job done and moves along, and it's got a lot of power. Let's just kind of get here to the end of this, and then we'll go down this road here and kind of give it a go. You can kind of see what kind of juice it has. It sounds awesome, and it just has so much power. That 3.6 liter engine that V6 that they've had over the years, they've really perfected. Just feel that thing going. It's kind of popped up to 40 right there. We're just going to sling it out here. Well, that's the other thing with these 20-inch wheels they've got, a little bit wider. It's got really good control, and the way the shocks are set up here, it handles really well. I don't ever feel like I'm about to flip over or anything like that. So I mean, we're just kind of cruising along right now on the back road here, doing about 50 miles an hour, but it's tight, you know, going in. Some other Jeeps that have the bigger, fatter tires, you know, you come flying in here. Speaking of that, we got a Jeep in front of us. But, you know, this thing is much more built for performance than I would be taking this particular model of Grand Cherokee off-road. I've got toys for the off-road, but that's a review of the 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude Edition. I love this thing. I would recommend it. If I wasn't buying the AT4, I would have probably bought another one of these once we got to 125,000 miles. Hey, thank you for your time. If you like this content, go ahead and hit that like button, click that subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell to be notified when I have new content coming out. Everybody have a great day. Thanks.